Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here. Today we're going over a couple of dev blogs dealing with mostly Dutch cruisers and then some buffs and changes to a couple of test ships and also some rather interesting information about next clan battle season. So let's go ahead and dive right on in. As always, if you want to read along as I read aloud, a link to the dev blog will be in the description down below. We'll throw up any relevant images or artwork in the dev blog in the video. Let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to go in the order of their release. So starting with the Dockyard dev blog. So update 10.7 Dockyard Dutch Cruisers Part 2 event. A new Dockyard, submarines and rank battles, and other news about update 10.7. Dockyard. With the release of update 10.7, the new Tier 8 Dutch cruiser, the 7 provinces, will be available to construct at the Dockyard. Key features of the new Dockyard. The construction of the 7 provinces consists of 24 phases, which can be completed by finishing Dockyard combat missions or spending 1,500 doubloons per phase. In total, you can complete 21 of the 24 shipbuilding phases by completing Dockyard combat missions. To complete the construction, you need to purchase 3 phases of construction. So that's roughly, 1,500 doubloons is what? That's about $10 worth of doubloons, so about 30 bucks for a Tier 8 cruiser. Actually, hold on, let me double check that real quick. Yeah, so that's about $8 worth of doubloons. Normally these Dockyard events too, that's you get I don't know if they've announced it just yet, but you get normally another premium ship in the process with the last couple of ones, a ton of containers and stuff, signal flags, credits, doubloons. So it normally, if you do grind it out and just pay for the minimum amount of phases, you get more than what you pay for the event. But like I said in yesterday's video, we'll have to see how the ship is herself to see if it's really worth it in the first place. Which again, with these events, like I said in that video yesterday, don't spend more than an actual Tier 8 premium. So I wouldn't put more than 40 bucks into this event overall if I was you guys. But anyway, if you complete the construction of the 7 provinces by spending doubloons, make sure to do progress to the Dockyard combat missions anyway. Completing each phase will bring you 250 steel. Now that, of course, to some of us that's worth a lot, to some of us that's worth not so much. The rest of the rules remain the same as in the previous Dockyard, and I don't think they've released the phases just yet, unless it's in this dev blog. So there's a couple of images showing the Dockyard. As normal, this animation should be pretty detailed, and I do really like these animations. But of course, it doesn't make the whole thing worth grinding through. But it's a cool little addition. Alright, Dutch Cruisers Part 2 and Update 10.7. The early access event for Dutch Cruisers continues. In honor of the event, we added a chain of combat missions that by completing which you can get a unique Dutch Commander class Janssen with the following enhanced skills. For destroyers, cruisers, and battleships, Pyrotechnician, chances of main battery HE shells causing a fire on target. He gets plus 1.5% instead of the normal 1%. For cruisers and battleships, Expert AA Marksman, party sector damage goes up by 35% instead of the standard 25%. And you get the Dutch Cruisers Part 2 commemorative flag. Man's got a decent mustache going on there though, so that's pretty nice. And there's the flag. Clan Battles from August 18th to October 4th. The 14th season of Clan Battles will take place in the 77 format on Tier 6 ships. Restrictions. There can be no more than 2 aircraft carriers or battleships per team in total. At the start of the season, Admiral Grafspee and High School Fleet Grafspee were unavailable for clan battles. Restrictions may change. Details about the season will be announced later. Okay, so I am a little behind in covering this dev blog, but they have not issued any type of statement or correction saying that that's a typo. That there's no more than 2 CVs or battleships per team, meaning that in every other season of Clan Battle so far, it's been you could have either 2 BBs or 1 CV and 1 BB. Here, it's sounding like you can have 2 CVs in a Tier 6 game in a 7v7 format. The season is gonna be stupid if that's true. Like, I'm sorry, but who thinks that 2 CVs in a 7v7 format is okay? I know they're Tier 6 CVs, but we have some pretty strong Tier 6 CVs, especially when they're just up against Tier 6 ships. We don't really have any really good AA ships at Tier 6, just off the top of my head. I can't think of anything like the Atlantis Tier 7, the Kids Tier 8. I mean, because tier 6 ships, you're still in that kind of dreadnoughty era for most battleship and the cruiser lines. Some of them are starting to transition to more of like the fast battleship and it's kind of the World War II era ships. It's that weird transitional period. So there's just not a lot of AA there. So this season's going to be so stupid. It's going to be so mindless. It's just going to be who has the better 2 CVs. Like, if this is true, again, they may be taking their sweet time changing it. And again, it can change because this is all in the dev blog. It hasn't been posted on the game's website just yet, so it's not final. But if this is true, this season is just going to be terrible. It's going to be so slogging. It's going to be so just painful to try and play against 2 CVs in tier 6 ships. Like, oh god, I don't know who thought this was okay if this is true and this isn't a typo. But being that it's wargaming and their translation isn't always on point, it could be a typo. But again, I am almost, I think, a week behind in covering this, so they should have corrected it by now. And they might have corrected it, and I might not have heard about it, but I doubt that. I mean, we've been waiting to see if it's been corrected in our clan yet, but it hasn't been. So this season, most of us have already agreed that we're just not taking it seriously and we're just going to meme, because what are you going to do with 2 CVs in a 7v7 format? You can't do much. that's the truth. So we'll see if that, hopefully that's a typo, but again, my hopes for that have dwindled quite a bit. Alright, Ranked Battles. Season 4 of Ranked Battles will begin in the 10.7 update format 7v7, Tier 6 in the Bronze League, Tier 8 in the Silver League, Tier 10 in the Gold League, because we've got submarines. You can take part in battles on submarines, which are available for rent from free random bundles. Read the results of the latest submarine test and changes we've applied here, which is the previous dev blog. Well, one of the previous dev blogs. In the profile summary statistics about ranked battles, a distribution by league stretching back to the 4th season are now available. The statistics for past seasons will remain the same without division into leagues. Ooh. After qualifying, you can continue to play in the next league without waiting for the next sprint to start. If you reach the first rank in the Bronze League and successfully qualify, you can continue to play in the Silver League as part of the same sprint. Oh, okay, that's kind of nice. Details about the season will be announced later. The following content has been added for upcoming activities dedicated to the end of World War II. Permanent camouflage ceremonial for Missouri. Oh, that looks quite nice. Although, I guess this is just for the Missouri captains that have her, and she's not available anymore, but that is a pretty nice looking camo. Patches show me State, Mighty Mo, the rebirth of the American Sea Power, 17 years of active service, and strength of freedom all around Missouri, huh? That's pretty nice. USS Missouri commemorative flag. Commanders Neil Chesters, Brian Northcape, Ferdinand Lacroix, Frederick Van Hendricks, Tomokazu Sadatomi, Alexis oh man, I was going to roll there for a moment. Alexei Stasenko, John Duncan Moorfield, and Win I can say that. And Wen Zhuangzhao. Okay, they got added, alright. Other additions, permanent camouflage flying fish for FDR. This camo does actually look quite nice, but it's still the FDR. Commander flag, Her Majesty's Naval Toaster, Brazil Bandeira Imperio, and Submarines Qualification Badge. Am I missing a joke about Her Majesty's Naval Toaster or something? That's okay. 2 variants of Premium Ship 2 to 4 containers. And there they are. Details of these activities and how to obtain the content will be announced later. Please all the information in the DevBlogs preliminary announced yada yada website. Alright, so that's the first dev blog. I think I pretty much said what I wanted to say, especially about the upcoming season of clan battles being incredibly stupid. On to the next one. ST 10.6 changes to test ships. We adjusted the parameters of some ships based on testing results. The changes will be applied to Dutch cruisers, Soviet carriers, and other ships. Again, please all the information on the dev blog is preliminary yada yada website. Alright, Tier 10, the Golden Lion, the Dutch cruiser, which is basically a Scharnhorst. Main battery reload time reduced from 17 to 16 seconds. Airstrike reload time reduced from 120 to 100 seconds. AP shells armor penetration capabilities increased by approximately 10%. Johan de Witt removed the fighter and spotting plane consumables. Main battery reload time reduces from 17 to 16 seconds. The 7 Promises, the Dockyard ship we just talked about. Specialized repair teams consumable replaced with repair party consumable, similar to the one on high-tier Dutch cruisers. Main battery reload time reduced from 7.5 to 7 seconds. Changed the airstrike parameters. Maximum range increased from 12 to 13 kilometers. Reload time reduced from 80 to 65 seconds. So she lost her super heal. Now she just has a normal heal. But she got a buff in terms of DPM and the range and reload time on her airstrike consumable. I think she only gets 2, if I'm remembering correctly. Congress, number of repair parties charges reduced from 3 to 2. This is the Tier 8 Alaska without 2 barrels. Like, that's literally what it is. So it only has 2 repair party charges now. The ship's still incredibly tough, of course. It's in Alaska. Ragnar, the new Tier 10 Pan-Euro DD. Detectability range by sea increased from 8.5 to 9.5 kilometers. Other detectability changes were changed accordingly. Main battery reload time reduced from 3.5 to 3 seconds. They give her even more DPM now. Change the accuracy setting of the main battery guns. Shell dispersion at all distances will be lower. Engine boost consumable replaced with the emergency engine power consumable with the following settings. Number of charges 3. Reload time 180 seconds. Action time 60 seconds. Speed bonus plus 30. I think this is the same engine boost consumable that the Småland gets too. So they're just making it more and more like Småland. General changes to Soviet carriers. Change the aiming sector setting and bomb dispersion of skip bombers. Admiral Nakimov increased the bomb dispersion for all the bounces. That may explain why that one was able to dumpster that Grozlivor in the video that we went over. Serov, Pobeda, Cheklov increased the bomb dispersion for the first 2 bounces, reduced the bomb dispersion for further bounces. Soviet carrier Serov Tier 6. Torpedo arming distance of researchable torpedoes reduced from 771 to 661 meters. Soviet carrier Pobeda Tier 8 changed the parameters of torpedoes on stock torpedo bombers. Arming distance increased from 658 to 661. Speed increased from 35 to 41 knots. Changed the parameters of torpedoes on researchable torpedo bombers. Arming distance reduced from 752 to 716. Speed increased from 35 to 41 knots. Maximum damage reduced from 5,400 to 4,533. Chance to cause flooding reduced from 46 to 39%. Soviet carriers Cheklov Tier 8. Changed torpedo armor parameters on torpedo bombers. Arming distance reduced from 1,100 meters to 826 meters. Maximum damage reduced from 5,400 to 5,200. Chance to cause flooding reduced from 46 to 45%. So it sounds like they're kind of unifying the arming distance for the torpedoes at higher tier. It'll be around 661 meters, except for the Cheklov, which is 826 meters. But they also reduce the they reduce the chances of causing a flood and the overall damage by a little bit as well. Alright, so the Nakimov changed torpedo parameters on stock torpedo bombers. Arming distance reduced from 846 to 826 meters. Speed increased from 35 to 41 knots. Maximum damage reduced from 5,400 to 4,533. Again, chances to cause flooding reduced from 46 to 39%. The researchable torps, the arming distance got knocked down from 940 to 826 meters. They increased the speed to 41 knots. They reduced the damage to 5,200. And they dialed back the chance of causing a flooding by 10% from 55% to 45%. Changed the rocket parameters of stock and researchable attack aircraft. The maximum damage dealt reduced from 4,750 to 4,050. Chance to cause fire reduced from 27% to 22%. And again, please note all information on the DevBlog is preliminary, and suggestions and features may change multiple times during testing. The following information will be published on the game's website. So overall, the Soviet CVs, I wouldn't say they've been nerfed. They've been changed in a lot of ways. Some things got improved, like the arming distance of the torpedoes. They cut that down a little bit. I mean, trying to lead a target by over a kilometer on like the Cheklov, you know, just to get your torpedoes to arm is kind of a pain, especially with the speed of the planes. But I mean, still, you still have to lead them by at least 800 meters at least to get your torpedoes on target. And again, like I said, I've only seen the kind of the crazy clips with the Soviet CVs. I haven't seen any just like normal gameplay of them just yet, so I can't really say what they're going to be like. And I mean, this is exactly what happened with most Soviet things that come out. We see all the crazy clips of like the Petropavlovsk. We saw those crazy clips where she was like nuking battleships from like her maximum range. You know, that one game where that one guy got like 30-something citadels in it, but then they nerfed her accuracy. So that's what most people perceive the Petropavlovsk as, despite now she can't hit anything past like 11 kilometers reliably with her main battery guns. So we'll see how these continue to develop and see what they finally wind up in the game as. Again, there's a little bit of concern there, like with the Nakhimov and that one-line drop that he got on the Grozovoid. But again, I think that's just kind of a 1 in 20 game thing where the guy just got lucky, and the Grozovoid was in like a worst case scenario situation. But overall, some interesting information. Again, that next season of Clan Wars, I hope for the love of God that that's a typo. And if they've corrected it, someone link me to where they've corrected it, and I will gladly pin that in a comment. In the comments down below. But anyway, guys, let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about these changes and the events coming up? Are you excited for them? Are you going to participate in the next Dockyard event? Are you looking forward to the 7 Provinces? It looks like a really cool cruiser. Gotta give them that. It looks like a very modern cruiser. One that I might pursue, even if I didn't make a review for it. Like if I wasn't doing the channel, I might actually get this ship. It just looks very, very, very modern. But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Hope you're all having a wonderful Wednesday. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 30,000 subs, just passed 27,100 a few days ago, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.